I have been stuck inside filming for months, and today I'm over it. I'm getting outside, I'm doing just a vlog, chatting with you guys, and doing something outdoors. Every summer I have a fantasy self that says I'm going to get out and go camping and hiking and see sunrises and sunsets and really seize nature. And then summer always flies by and I've gone on one hike. So I'm really going to try this year to get outside more. I'm also kind of trying to hit reset on my life right now because quarantine has thrown all of my habits out of whack. Someone on Twitter described it perfectly by saying that quarantine is kind of like that week between Christmas and New Year where you're just sitting at home, you have no concept of what day it is, and you're eating twice as much food as you usually do. And the tricky thing about quarantine has been when it first started, I think most of us didn't realize how long it was going to be. We thought like, oh, it's going to be 2 weeks. We'll be at home. Like, this is kind of different. We're eating our snacks and just like making the best of it. And then 2 weeks turned into 4 weeks, turned into 2 months, turned into now over 3 months that I've been at home, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I need to like snap out of this and start actually eating better and exercising more. So I've driven out today to go on a little hike, and of course exercise helps with my mental health as well because this year has been so heavy. Everything in the news cycle, especially in the last few weeks with everything with the Black Lives Matter movement, I have learned so much. I still have so much to learn. I'm trying to educate myself and learn how I can improve, how I can be a better ally. I think it's so important. So I have a lot of stuff in my head right now, and getting outside is going to help with all of that. So right now, my pretty basic exercise goal is to start hitting 10,000 steps a day on my Apple Watch again. Throughout quarantine, I've been hitting more like 2,000 or 3,000 steps a day. So I'm trying to get back to the regular 10,000 steps. I prefer to track steps instead of using the activity rings on the Apple Watch because I find that especially with the exercise ring, it's linked to your heart rate. And my watch doesn't always detect a heart rate. Like, I've gone for a 30-minute run and had it say that I only did 12 minutes of exercise because there's only 12 minutes that registered a heart rate at all, which is really discouraging when you're trying to hit a goal every day when you're not getting credit for it. So what I did, if you are like me and you don't really like the activity rings, I found this app called Pedometer Plus, and you download it and then you can swap it out on your watch face where the activity rings were. So now when I look at my watch, I see my steps instead of rings. Okay, I'm done with my hike. I got about 4,000 steps. It wasn't that long. It also maybe wasn't the trail I was intending to hike. It looked different than the pictures that I saw online. And there were some parts where it looked like it broke off into smaller trails, and maybe one of those was the right trail. But because I'm by myself, I didn't really want to get off like a well-marked trail. And now I'm just pulled over on the side of the road on one of the twists of the mountain because there's a really nice view. I'm back home in the kitchen, or home I should say, in case any of you are wondering where I am. I have some life updates that I will talk about in just a minute. But first I want to say thank you to Daily Harvest for sponsoring today's video. Daily Harvest is a plant-based food delivery service that's designed to help you eat more fruits and vegetables. They offer both weekly and monthly plans depending on what works best for you, and they have so many different foods on there. They have smoothies, oat bowls, harvest bowls, flatbreads, and something that I love about it is everything comes frozen so I can eat it at my own pace. Everything takes very little effort to put together. So I'm going to be making this kale and coriander sweet potato flatbread that looks really good. The thing that's really neat about these flatbreads is even the crust is made out of vegetables. So this has a sweet potato crust. So I'm going to pop this in the oven, and then while that is baking, I'm also going to mix up this banana and greens smoothie. And I love that these smoothies have kind of a foolproof system for making them. All you have to do is fill to the top of the cup that they come in with any kind of liquid that you want. That could be water, almond milk, and then you pour everything into the blender, blend it up, and then you can pour it all back into the original cup it came in. The flatbread is all baked. This smells so good. The smoothie is super good, like very light. The sweet potatoes are really nice flavor with all the other ingredients. So thanks Daily Harvest for the food. They gave me a coupon code for you guys. If you use Allison25, you'll get $25 off your first box, and I will have a link down below. Okay, so as for a life update on where I am, because some of you who've been following me might recognize that I'm not in my apartment in downtown Seattle. My husband and I have actually temporarily moved across the state to my childhood home. This year just keeps getting crazier and crazier. I talked about this a little bit in a recent life Q&A video, but we've known since last summer that my husband's job is going to be transitioning this year, and that might have us moving out of Seattle. We just don't know where we're going to end up yet. And we've also had plans since last year to move out of our apartment when that transition happened. But with this whole global health situation, the process of that transition has been delayed. So our original plan was that we were going to move out of our apartment, we were going to go on our honeymoon, which ended up being canceled, and we always assumed that by that time we would also know where we were going to be living next. So we were stuck in the dilemma of not wanting to extend the lease of our apartment because we're planning to move and we don't know where we're going to end up. And with everything in Seattle right now being work from home, there was no point for us to be over there. So we just decided to come over here and hang out. And we don't have any answers as to how long we're going to be here because, like everybody else, we're just along for the ride that is 2020. So yeah, that's the situation. But to be honest, we're loving it over here. We are enjoying the extra space, especially because it's just the two of us here right now. We have the place to ourselves for a little while, which is great. No offense to my family, but we're able to just kind of make it our own. And we have a yard to work in, which is just, it's such a change of pace from being in downtown Seattle. I've been mowing the lawn a lot, which, fun fact about me, I love mowing the lawn. I don't let anybody else do it. I think it's because when I was growing up, my mom, the one thing that she was obsessed with was her lawn. She liked to have these perfectly straight lines. It was the only thing that she was that particular about, but we would ask her as kids, like, Mom, can I mow the lawn? And she'd be like, no, it's okay, I'm gonna do it, because she wanted really straight lines. I think it kind of worked like reverse psychology on me because mowing the lawn seemed like this really special thing and I wasn't allowed to do it and I really wanted to do it. So it never felt like a chore to me. And now there's just something so satisfying about going out and making the lines and like seeing the progress. I just love it. I love having a yard to be in, and we have deer that come through. It's just been a really nice change because I was very, very ready to get out of our apartment. I asked you guys on Instagram recently if there's any videos you'd like to see from me, and a lot of people requested home tours and wardrobe tours and things like that. And obviously I'm not in my own personal home right now, but I am hoping that by the end of the year we'll have more of this situation figured out, and maybe I can do a moving series and I'll have a new place that I can share with you guys. I have finally started to accept that travel is not going to happen this summer. I was holding out hope, thinking like maybe this will calm down and then like August, September, I can start traveling, and it just doesn't look like that's going to be the case. So I'm trying to think of like local, regional getaways, trips. I could do things that are more like outdoorsy and secluded, obviously camping. I'm even thinking about maybe like a cabin in the woods, a cabin on the lake. Like, how do you guys feel about going and renting somewhere secluded right now? I am really looking forward to spending the summer in this area because growing up, I didn't appreciate it at all. I thought that I lived in the most boring place in the entire world, and I just wanted to move to Laguna Beach. So I never really had this feeling of let's go explore, let's go appreciate and take advantage of everything that's great around here. So that's it from me. I just wanted to do a random chatty get out of the house vlog today. I hope you all are doing well and staying safe. If there are any types of videos you would like to see from me, let me know what they are down in a comment below, and I will see you guys later. Bye.